Welcome, 8th graders. You are on the last day of your VEXcode Part 1 design notebook, which is day number 7. And so today you are going to answer conclusion questions and essential questions, and then just make sure you have your design notebook completely finished before you submit it. So we'll go over those things right in this video. So the first thing is the essential questions, which is at the top of your design notebook. So right below this, you can see there are several essential questions. What is the purpose of tutorial lessons? And so remember, tutorial was one of your vocab words where it's to teach something by explaining each step of the process. So what's the purpose of doing that with VEXcode, that website? What's the relationship between basic behaviors and the code blocks that are part of the VEXcode VR? What is the purpose of writing comments within a program? You'll type your answer in on the side. Remember to use complete sentences. And how does mathematics play a role in computer programming? And then the last one, how can failure lead to success? Meaning at some point I'm guessing your code didn't work or you messed up, but how did you use that to learn from it and make it into a success? So these are your essential questions. Make sure you have an answer for each one. The next part then is almost all the way at the bottom. I'm going to scroll really fast here. Right above the daily summary, you see it says end day number 7. Well, we want to get to the beginning of day number 7. So it says start day number 7, and we have evaluating questions here. So for this section, write your answers to each question and use your responses. Explain your responses in as much detail as you can. So the first question, what did you learn about using VEXcode VR? And it has a little sentence prompt to get you started. I learned what? So complete the rest of that. What was your biggest challenge working with VEXcode VR? What is one example of success that you experienced when creating your programs? The next question, it says, why was it important to watch the tutorials when first learning the VEXcode VR? Then the next question, there's actually a video that goes along with it, and so if you click on that link that's already embedded into your design notebook, it's about a robot that does handwriting. And so if you click on that, it's a YouTube video that you can watch and then answer this question. If I had the necessary coding skills and could program a robot to write or draw anything, what would you have it create? The next question is, why would you create that? So whatever it is you would create, explain why. And then the last question, how can computational thinking be applied when developing an engineering solution? Think about that again. How can computational thinking be applied when developing an engineering solution? So those are your evaluating questions. As far as the rest of your design notebook and for this project, is going through each day's checklist for VEXcode VR. So if we go all the way up to day number 1, day number 1 was just vocabulary. So I'll get up here. Day number 1 was vocabulary, so you can obviously watch the video that's embedded here if you want an explanation of it, but just make sure you have a definition written in for each vocabulary word. Day number 2 then was going through the checklist, and this is really what it was for days 2 through 6, where each day or each step you just follow what's written in there. And so on the right hand side you'll see there's a check mark that indicates you just have to go through those steps. You'll also notice, though, when you go down below, there is a pencil mark. Anytime you see that pencil icon there, you have to answer a question and actually type in your answer. So for this part, did the robot complete all the steps in the algorithm? And if not, what behavior did not work properly? So answer this with complete sentences when you see that pencil icon there. And then when you see a camera icon, that's indicating that you need to have a screenshot. And so if you did the work on VEXcode VR, we don't know unless you give proof. And so the way to give proof is having a screenshot. So the way to give a screenshot, if you haven't already done that, is on your keyboard you're going to click Control, Shift, and then the button right above the 6 key is like a little camera icon. And from there then, you have to highlight what you want to have as your screenshot, and once you do that, it's saved, and you can then go to you can see in the top corner here I'm clicking on Insert, Image, and upload from computer. So once you've already taken that screenshot, you can upload it and it'll be inserted in here, and you'll have to do that for every spot that you see the camera icon. So that was day number 2, but it's the same idea for day number 3, that I have a screenshot or a pencil mark here, so I know I have to answer the questions that go along with it here. Oops. And go through the check mark of everything here. So you should have already gone through those, checked it off once you did it, and this one was creating a square, and you can see the camera icon says insert a screenshot. So I'm going through this pretty quickly. If you don't have any of this completed, just hit pause on the video, do that day's work, and then resume the video as we go through the rest of it. So day number 4 again was creating loops and adding comments, but again it was going through just a checklist where you had to first highlight what did this code do. And so there's one answer here that you had to highlight that is correct. Then here you see the camera icon. You had to insert a screenshot after you've gone through these series of steps. And then we'll go down to day number 5 and 6. Again, it's the same idea where you open the website, go through each of the check marks here, checklist, and comment your code wherever needed. That's just one particular example. And just continue going through it where you're looking at those icons on the side to make sure for a pencil you have the questions answered, and then the camera icon you have a screenshot inserted. Okay? So once you have all of that done and your evaluating questions done, you are ready to submit your design notebook.